Well, who didn't see this coming? Who did not see this coming? UPS is cutting over 20,000 jobs because they say the tariffs. Oh, no, that's money they don't got no more. Are you crazy? Of course you ain't got that money no more. People ain't able to buy stuff no more. So UPS, out of all people, is cutting 20,000 jobs. That's why you know we in a recession, because UPS don't care. They say they're losing money because of Donald Trump, even though you voted for him. Even though you voted for him, you're losing money. This is what happens in America when you make bad decisions. UPS is cutting at least 20,000 jobs, maybe up to 50 or 60,000 jobs. Y'all know what that means. Things are getting tighter. You ain't gonna get your packages and deliveries on time no more. I know. I've been waiting for UPS all day. They late. They ain't mail my stuff or give me my stuff till after 6 p.m. I know I'm to get it by 1. Now I gotta wait till 6 p.m. Thank you, Donald Trump. Now I gotta wait forever to get my stuff. Don't make no damn sense. And they be late at it. And then they just throw it and keep going, talking about we in a hurry. I don't care about you being in a hurry. That's your job. Oh, we got cutbacks. That ain't my problem. UPS is cutting between 20 and 60,000 jobs. Why? Because Donald Trump has made it impossible for them to get billions. And they don't want millions. They want billions.
Welcome back to our channel, AI Crystal. Today, we're diving into a hot topic that's been making waves in the job market: UPS layoffs. Whether you're a current employee, a job seeker, or just keeping up with labor trends, this is something you don't want to miss. But before we get started, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to AI Crystal for more updates, insights, and breakdowns on everything impacting your world.
Well, it seems like UPS is firing 20,000 employees due to the tariffs, and it's affecting their networks, especially with Amazon on shipping. So they are losing a lot of money at the moment. So that is a reason for the cutbacks. But man, they just had a protest about a year ago just to raise their salaries, and everybody was predicting that it wasn't going to go forever. And yeah, so nobody's safe out there, especially if you're in union. But that really does suck for those 20,000 workers. Let me know what you guys think below of the situation, and do you think it's going to get worse out here in the economy?
UPS just announced that they're cutting 20,000 jobs. I'm not going to panic just yet. When they cut jobs from the post office, that's when I'll start panicking. Them motherfuckers will hire anybody. I worked at the post office for 3 years, on and off, because they kept letting me come back. You could literally walk into a post office right now. No badge. Not have put in an application, didn't even take the test. They won't even know who you are. They'll just put you to work. They'll be like, hey, you'll take Route 20? You'll take C18? Yeah, we need you to go ahead and take these packages that's sitting right here. You ain't even got to take one of the trucks. If you got a car big enough, they'll throw it in the back of your car. I've taken my car plenty of times on routes. They be like, oh, you driving the journey today? Yeah. Go ahead and take Route 3 and go ahead and load up C22 because we going to need you to take them routes. I promise you, when they start making cuts, that's when it's time to be scared. That's when it's time to panic, because they'll let anybody work there. Anybody. They'll let a dog work there. They'll let a cricket that jumped in through the door work at the post office. I promise you, anybody can work at the post office. So when they start making cuts, that's when it's time to panic, because them folks don't care. They'll pay you as long as you work. They may not pay you accurately. They may not pay you on time, but they're going to pay you eventually, if you're willing to work.
Worth Magazine just reported that UPS is laying off 20,000 people because they're not getting Amazon packages anymore. People aren't getting things shipped anymore. This is how this administration starts to dismantle the United States Postal Service. Hear me out on this. If we can't get our things because of tariffs and things aren't getting to shipyards, we are going to have less goods that are getting delivered to businesses and to direct to consumers. So what's the need for it when the largest customer of USPS is Amazon? For those of you who don't know that, they are the largest consumer of the USPS. We're going to see this administration start to dismantle them in a few months. I guarantee it.
So I just saw that UPS is getting rid of 20,000 jobs in 70 facilities. At what point do the Republicans go, yeah, we've seen enough. Throw in the white towel. It's time to impeach this guy. I mean, how far are they going to let the economy fall? Because they're risking everything at this point. UPS, 20,000 jobs, that's a lot of jobs, and it's not going to be the last. There's going to be another announcement that's going to be thousands, another announcement that's going to be thousands. It's going to get bad, and at what point do you abandon the sinking ship? It's been 100 days, I get that, but you got to be getting close. You got to be getting concerned. But I don't know what's going on through their heads, because they're not going to survive this, just like Trump's not going to survive this. Something's going to happen.
It was a massive recession indicator that UPS announced today that they are laying off 20,000 UPS workers, citing solely due to the decrease in Amazon packages. So it's like, one, the boycott's working, yay. But two, the looming tariff, well, no, it's not looming, it's fucking here. But these psychotic, insane, batshit tariffs are like drawing everything to a pause, especially today where Amazon like juked them out and was like, oh, we're gonna show the price of tariffs at checkout, and then the White House was like, ah, and they were like, just kidding, but like, were you? But these price of tariff, like now, so boom, 20,000 jobs gone, 20,000 more people unemployed, which has got to be so good for the economy, right? That's gonna make things better.
UPS announced it's going to be cutting 20,000 jobs this year as those workers become the latest victims of Trump's global tariff war. And I'm covering a second trucking story this video, so buckle in. The shipping and trucking industry are about to be absolutely decimated by Trump's tariff war. Roughly 40% of everything we domestically move freight-wise is imported goods. So those imported goods not even coming in is going to decimate the entire trucking industry. It was reported just a couple days ago that roughly 40% of the cargo ships leaving China are completely empty. And for anyone who's confused as to why they would run an empty ship, that's how supply chains work. You need the ship to keep going to all its different stops in order to keep that supply chain running, even if you have to have an empty ship. And we're nowhere near the full effect of this yet. By next week, the Port of Los Angeles is expecting a 35% decrease in port arrivals. And that is why the Trump administration is saying that in order to be allowed to be a truck driver in America, you have to be able to speak English. It's because there's going to be massive firings of truck drivers coming up, and they would much rather be blamed for being racist towards people who don't speak English than they would recognizing that their economic policies are a complete and total failure.
News to the U.S. economy thanks to Donald Trump. UPS today has announced they will be laying off 20,000 employees and closing over 70 facilities between now and June because of Donald Trump's tariffs. UPS gets a large portion of their business, their delivery business, from Amazon. Amazon, because of the tariffs, are seeing a great reduction, and if you look at the prices, you'll see why, in the shipments that are being requested for Amazon. So they know they're going to need less. So therefore, UPS is laying off 20,000 now. It may be more later when all these other businesses slow down. More and more and more, thanks to Donald Trump's tariffs. All of these tariffs are unnecessary. They do nothing to help the economy. They do nothing to help Americans. They're going to cost us jobs. They're going to be detrimental to people. And it's all thanks to Donald Trump and his infinite wisdom, which is clearly it's infinite. It's so infinite we can't even see it. Also work for a company that's impacted in some way by Donald Trump's tariffs where they're laying off people. Let me know. You can DM me. I won't use your name, but I'm trying to put this out to let people know the reality of how Trump is making America great again. MAGA. This is really making America great again by causing companies to have to lay off people because of a tariff that was not useful in any way whatsoever, period. Clearly not thought out. Clearly, none of this is helpful to America or U.S. citizens in any way, shape, or form. Love to hear from my Democrats, my MAGAs, my crazies, my cuckoos, and my burned out light bulbs. And I'm sorry if you've been negatively impacted by this. Everybody that does anything in the U.S. basic is going to be impacted by Trump and this, and everybody's going to feel it. Thank you, Donald Trump. You truly care about the American people. There's only one thing you care about, and this is not it.
Let's start with what's going on. UPS has recently announced a wave of layoffs, and it's hitting both corporate and operational sectors. The company cites automation, shifting delivery demands, and restructuring efforts as key reasons behind these cuts. It's part of a broader move to streamline costs and stay competitive, especially in the post-pandemic e-commerce landscape. Thousands of employees could be affected, with some reports mentioning entire departments being consolidated or outsourced. If you're working in logistics, HR, or administrative roles, you're likely to feel the impact. So what does this mean for workers and the industry at large? These layoffs are not just about cost-cutting. They're also a sign of changing priorities. UPS is investing heavily in technology and efficiency, meaning fewer manual roles and more reliance on AI and automation. For workers, this could be a signal to upskill or pivot into tech-savvy roles that are less likely to be automated. For those affected, now is the time to update your resume, tap into your professional network, and look into industries currently hiring, like warehousing, tech logistics, and AI-related sectors. Stay informed, stay prepared. And as always, thank you for watching AI Crystal. Don't forget to like, share, comment your thoughts below, and subscribe so you never miss a beat when it comes to tech, jobs, and everything in between.